All right, hello everyone. I'm Nicole Robinson coming to you with another episode of Meet the Mustangs. And today I have the pleasure of talking to Shaq Jones, number 56 of the Connecticut Mustangs. So, how are you doing today, Shaq?
I am doing well. How about you?
I'm pretty good, despite everything that's going on with the world today. How are you handling yourself during this pandemic?
Well, there's not much quarantine for me. I'm working every day, so I
Oh,
just
so,
gotta try
so
to maintain the
essential.
best of it.
So, you're an
Yeah,
essential worker.
yes, yep.
Okay, what do you do if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I do private security.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Yes, yep.
All right.
So nothing stops for me. Hit the clock
I hear
6 feet.
that. I hear that. So, how about you just start with telling me a little bit about where you're from and your childhood and how that was growing up.
Well, I'm born and raised New Haven, Connecticut. Growing up, I mean, I was in a big football family. My dad played. My uncles played. I actually have a brother who just played on the team with me last year. A couple of cousins they played too. But I mean, we were all into football growing up, so that's it's easy for us to to transition into semi-pro. But other than that, you know,
So,
everything was everything.
so basically, it was just evident that you were going to play football, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty
Pretty
much.
much. Well, that's good. Um, when did you first begin playing football? Like, what age do you remember starting?
I was 13 actually. I played my 8th grade year in middle school. That was the first time I ever put on a pair of pads. But before that, I always watched games. Been to Thanksgiving games around the towns and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, First time I played, I was 13. I still remember the first hit I took too. It wasn't pretty. Though it was a hard one. It sucked. It did, but
But you went back, so that was good.
yeah. Because it was like I realized, hey, this isn't that bad. So why not try to get better at it and start giving out hits instead of take them?
That's good. That's good. Did you play in high school or college or anything?
I played 3 years in high school. I played for North Haven High School.
Okay.
College, I didn't go to college,
Okay.
but I played. I forgot the exact year I started playing semi-pro. I know it was maybe like 5, 6 years ago
Okay, so
when I
you've
first started
been
playing.
doing it for quite a while now. Quite a while.
Yep. Hmm.
Now, what made you get into the semi-pro league? Because I mean, I know you played as a child and you loved it, and clearly you still love it to this day. But what made you just say, I want to do semi-pro, and what made you do that with the Mustangs?
Funny thing is, I didn't even think I'd be playing football as an adult. Um, the first year we were Hampton Ravens in the MLS. Mind you, I was done with football after high school. 2011, I graduated. So I had cousins that were in touch with our coach Jerry Gray. So they were recruiting. So my cousin, he comes to me, hey, you should play football. At first, I thought he was talking about like flag or like two-hand touch. I didn't really think too much of semi-pro. I really didn't know about semi-pro at the time. So he goes, nah, it's full contact. We really play. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I showed up to my first practice and I was like, wow, I actually did miss playing. I've been playing ever since.
Whoa, that's interesting. So, what did you think that you would be doing besides playing football when you got out of high school?
I honestly was going to go to college to be a chef.
Hmm,
Um, but at the last minute, I backed out and I ended up going to a job corps for carpentry.
okay.
Yeah, so I thought I was just going to be, doing carpentry work. But I found football again, so I got back into it.
Well, how if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
26.
Okay, so I mean, it's not too late to go back to school to be a chef. You never
Nah, not really.
know.
But I
You
mean,
never
now
know.
I'm more. I think now I fell in love with like building and like stepping back when it's all done and like, wow, I did that.
That's one of those
It's,
things where you can just step back and admire the work that you've done
yes.
for you or for someone else. So that, that's
Mhm.
pretty good
Yep.
though. That's pretty good. So you said you've been playing about 5 or 6 years, but how long do you feel like you have left to play? Because our bodies kind of tell us certain things, and when you're playing a contact sport like football, I'm sure your body talks to you a lot. So how long do you feel like you have left to play in you?
Uh, um, in all honesty, I give it maybe another year.
Another year or two.
That's
Now, is
it.
that
Like,
because your body is telling you, or because you just want to explore other opportunities?
it's a bunch of different things. My body's definitely the major key in it.
Yeah.
The other, reasons are my wife wants me to stop playing. That's one.
That's
Um, and
the most important one.
yeah, it is. Along with I just had a baby 5 months ago, so
Oh,
it's like I
congratulations.
thank you. So like I want to still be able to run around with her, be able to pick her up without my back cracking or my knees popping or whatever.
Okay, so Shaq, besides being from a big football family and loving the game of football, what do you plan or what do you wish to get out of playing with the Mustangs?
Uh well, for one, I want to contribute in bringing home another title. Our first one, it was like, all right, we accomplished our goal, so now we got to defend that title next year.
Okay.
Last year it didn't happen how we would want it to happen, but it's only gonna make us hungrier.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
I mean, another thing I want to, I me personally, be able to get out of this lifelong, friends if possible. If not, that's cool too. Um, I don't know. I just want everybody to know that I was always, a team guy, team first, no
That's
matter what.
good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Those are some of the most important things when you're on a team because everyone has the star player on any team, but you still have to be teammates. You still have to, like you said, be friends, have that brotherhood and stuff because then that is what helps the team become champions, like you guys are.
Right, right.
So, besides football, and you did mention your wife, so I know you're married. You mentioned that you have a daughter. Is that your first child?
Yes.
Okay, so besides the being active and everything like that, because newborns are definitely a handful. What else occupies your time right now?
Just work and family, mainly. Wait, no, did I say that was my first child? I'm sorry. I have a 7-year-old too.
If your 7-year-old sees this, he or she's gonna get you.
It's funny because he's looking at me right now. I just happened to look up and I was like, wait a minute. Because I was looking at my daughter and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I just happened to look up and he was looking right at me. Oh,
It
sorry.
happens. Trust me, it happens. I forget my kids' names sometimes.
But honestly, yeah, that's really what preoccupies my time now. Just work and family.
Yeah. Well, those are the most important things. So, gotta do what you have to do.
Definitely, definitely.
So, is besides my questions, is there anything you'd like to add to this interview, like so that people really know who Shaq Jones really is? So when they see the Connecticut Mustangs run out on the field and they see number 56, they can say, "Oh, I remember, his interview. I remember him talking, and I remember what he said," or anything like that.
I mean, mainly, I'm just, part of the team. I'm a spoken to will person. um, I played offensive line for the first, I say 3-4 years.
Okay.
Last year I just transitioned to defensive end.
Okay.
Um, Other than that, I mean, we're just a bunch of guys who just get together and happen to win a lot of games. That team
that's
chemistry,
that's
it's
good.
there.
That's good.
Yeah, most of us we've been playing together for about 5 years.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so we know each other's games. We know who belongs where, who does what in big moments. I mean, we're a big family.
That's good. You guys can
Yeah,
feed off of each other, and that
yeah.
way, your team, that's what makes your team really successful too. Just knowing that you know what the next person is capable of, and vice versa. So you know
Hmm.
where to go for what play, and all that stuff. That's really good.
Yeah, and also nobody's afraid to call each other out on whatever the case might be. Like if you're playing poorly, you're gonna hear about it. Coaches ain't got to say nothing most of the time.
Well, that's the best thing, you tell like you mentioned being, a family and a brotherhood. The best part of being in a brotherhood is telling each other what they have done wrong, and being able to hear what you've done wrong, and still at the end of the day understanding it's about the game and it's about what we're trying to do on the field,
Yep.
and they'll have that brotherhood. That's really important.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it's all a part of one getting better.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it's constructive criticism, but I mean, you got to be able to take constructive criticism.
Yeah, that's
Period.
true. That's true.
I mean, you can't get in your feelings and think, oh, this person's trying to attack me, this person's trying to beat me down. No, it's all in the love of us, you know, reaching our goal, which is this year definitely to go undefeated and to bring back the championship.
Well, I hope that you guys do accomplish your goal this year, because I mean I haven't interviewed many guys yet because we just started the process, but
Mhm.
a lot of you guys have the same kind of attitude as far as it being a brotherhood, and everyone wants that championship again, and you guys have the same goal, so that's really important. And to me, especially like someone who in the future will definitely be a fan. Like I've come to a few games last summer, but like I mentioned before, I didn't really know who the Connecticut Mustangs were. But talking to some of the teammates, it's like one of those things where now I'm becoming a fan, and it's going to be nice to see what you guys are doing on the field, as a team. So that's really nice.
Oh yeah, we hopefully we get to put on the show for whoever comes out to see us this year.
Yep,
It's
true indeed,
definitely
true
worthy.
indeed.
It's definitely gonna be worth the price of admission. Definitely.
Yes, indeed. I hear you.
Oh, yeah, we're. It's just like I said earlier, getting kicked out the first round of the playoffs last year to a team that we beat twice
Oh, wow.
regular season, and how we lost on our home field. That was our first loss in 3 years on our home field.
Whoa.
So it's like it just didn't sit well with any of us, especially because we were defending champions. Like after my first ring I got, it was a bunch of us. We were like, all right, we're gonna be here again next year. Then when it did happen, we won our second ring. It was like, all right, we're about to go back to back, try to get this 3-peat. And then we lost last year. So this year, I mean, definitely could expect us to be back in the championship.
Well, I definitely wish you guys that. I wish you luck in that, and doing everything that you do so y'all can have another ring for that championship and do what you have to do. Um,
Yes, definitely.
well, so this is my last question, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But where do you see yourself doing next? Like you said, you probably had another year left in you. Um, on the field with the Mustangs? Where do you see yourself next after life with the Mustangs when you don't have the practice anymore and the games anymore? What do you want to do then?
Ah, um, it's either between coaching or helping out in some way, or even owning, being an owner of the team or something like that. I mean, I definitely want to, dip my finger in a little bit of that.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you ever coach the Mustangs?
I mean, it's a yes and no. Reason being, it's a yes because I would already know tendencies of, the players from playing with them side by side in the trench hole. It'd be a no because I know their tendencies. Being side by side with them, they might still look at me as, a player and not, take my coaching seriously.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a yes and a no. It's kind of like, you're at a job, and you're so tight with your coworkers, and then the minute you get that promotion, now you're their boss.
Yep.
Things go sideways real quick.
Exactly.
It's the same concept. Same concept.
Exactly. Because some people look at you like you're still the same person and your title has changed, but nothing else has really changed. So they're still looking at you like you was just running next to me. I can't listen to you now. So I do understand what you're saying.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that'll probably be the only downside. Other than that, I mean, we're a professional. We're not a professional team, but we handle ourselves as professionals. So I mean, as far as having to worry about anything else with the team, I mean, the concern's not there. It would just be me having to somewhat, I guess, rebond with the guys as far as being now a coach instead of being a player.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if that happens, I'll be ready for it. But as far as rushing it, I'm not rushing it.
All good things come to those who wait,
Yes. So I just take my time when it comes to stuff like that.
Exactly. And trust me, your time will definitely come. And just keep doing what you're doing and it will happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to add to this interview? Anything.
Ah, oof. Only thing I can really say is Mustangs 2020 ECFL champions.
Oh, there you have it. So I'd like to thank you for taking your time today to sit with me.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a pleasure. And this concludes another episode of Meet the Mustangs with Shaq Jones, number 56 of the Connecticut Mustangs.
Thank you. I appreciate it.